we at Code for Pakistan, we basically believe in, helping the citizens in any way possible. We basically work with the government on different projects for, helping citizens get access to easy services and basically to make the citizens' life easier. When the flood hit, we basically were looking at different like solutions, what we can use, and where we can, focus our efforts. So the one thing that was the most important, so I'm basically from Sawabi and I'm here in Sawabi, and the first worry that I had was where is going the flood going to hit next. And when I started, looking over the internet, where the flood is going to hit next, I couldn't find like much information. All of it, the things were scattered. And so my worry was basically, if I'm in this situation that I don't know anything, there will be a lot of people who won't know anything either. So I started looking for what kind of solution we can use to, consolidate all that data. Fortunately, we were basically working with one of the government departments to showcase an application that we were building for them. And we were basically using an open source solution. It's called UShahidi. So UShahidi is basically an open platform that basically focuses on crowdsourcing data for different efforts. So I was actually working fortunately on it, and as soon as I saw what was needed, I thought that UShahidi is the best platform to do that. So we just started consolidating the data that we already had in my area and in different areas, and then the team started to get together from Code for Pakistan. So everybody pitched in. We basically started this late night at around, I think, midnight, I think 4 days ago, and we started adding more and more data into it. Along the way, we basically our belief is that, if everybody is working in silos, it won't help anyone, because this is kind of an effort. If we join forces with each and everyone, it will help us, get the biggest impact out of it, because then we'll be able to, focus our resources on different areas. So we joined hands with the floodpk.com, and we also joined our hands with the Park Launch, which are two initiatives working on a similar basically crowdsourcing and community platforms for the flood affected people. Our platform is basically Floodlight. It's based on UShahidi, and then we have FloodPK and Park Launch. I'll share my screen and I'll show you what all these are. So the first one, Flood PK. So basically, it's from one of the community members of Peshawar, Shafiq, and he basically built this website to, collect the data regarding flood, right? And immediately when he was doing this, we also were doing the floodlight. You can see floodlight. So I'll explain this floodlight at the end in detail, what it's doing and how people can benefit from it. I'll share details to some videos as well. So if you people don't know how to use it, they'll be able to use it as well. So they have integrated with us. Then we have the donors list as well. Of course, this donors list is not verified. So we are asking basically people to, contact all these donors before, sending their donations. But all of this donor list is basically here for people to, reach out to, because the main problem that with some of the main donors is that they don't know where to invest in. So there are a lot of local donors listed in this list, whom with the help of these people can basically help the people in flooded areas. So this is one effort, the flood.pk, and then there is a similar effort, Park Launch. So we are basically partners with both of them. So Park Launch is also basically working on a similar thing. They want to consolidate data as much as possible. They are looking for volunteers as well, for donations as well. They have basically a donors list just like Flood PK, and then they have some basic, analytics about what's happening, how many people have died, how many are injured, and then all the international organizations that are helping with the floods. And then we have this floodlight as well, right? Floodlight is also integrated with them, and it's basically the go-to platform for all the volunteers from Flood Peak and Park Launch to put their data on. I'll come to Floodlight. What is Floodlight? And because that is the where the most value is. So Floodlight is basically essentially just a simple map where all the data that we are collecting is being shown to everyone. So this data is not private or something. This is public data. People who don't even have like credentials or login, they just need this link. If you can see park-flood.ushahidi.io, they just need this link and they'll be able to see all this data. Now, if you can see, we have different surveys. We have listed where the relief camps are. We have listed where relief is needed right now. We have listed all the flooded areas, and they are basically color coded. So if I, let's say, click on show only flooded areas, so it will show me where the flood has hit, and it's basically a good insight into, like, people will know that which areas have been hit by the flood. So people need to basically show us where relief is needed right now, and there is a lot of relief needed that isn't shown on the map. So we are basically working on getting that to the map as well. So we have a lot of data, and we are moderating that data. That's why we have relief collection points. So people are basically telling us where the relief collection points are. So there are some in Peshawar, there are some in Lahore, and there are some in then Karachi as well. We are also trying to get data for the medical camps as well. So this is also something that we are looking at. And then there are different charities. Charities are basically, so we have listed charities not based on where they are located, but where they are focusing their fundraisers for. So for example, this charity, they are basically Balochistan Youth Action Committee, who is looking for charities and fundraising for the flooded areas that have been hit in Quetta. Then we have this the similar one. It's basically a local one. If you look at Balochistan Youth Action Committee, they are in Islamabad, but they are looking for different what do you say, Harnai and Chaman and Bolan and places like these. They are looking to raise funds for these kind of like areas. That's basically how you can explore the data if you want to help people. If you are in a position that you can report something, if you can report the relief camps, if you can report the relief where relief is needed, if you can show us the flooded areas. So how do you do that? You just have to click on this yellow plus icon, and then you'll be able to so for example, if I want to report a relief camp, I'll just click on the relief camp, and then I'll be taken to this form where I can just put in the details of the relief camp, and it'll basically appear on the map. So yeah, that's the platform. And then we are also trying to look into other solutions. So this data, all of this data that is being shown here on this map, we can use this data to plot different analytics and figure out basically different data, so that we can future plan for the future as well. So that's the platform that we are basically currently working. Yeah. So I want to just put first a message out there. We need basically more and more data, right? Because if we have more data, we'll be able to make better decisions, right? And it's not just us, but everyone who has access to the platform, and everyone has access to the platform, right? So that being said, we only have like collaboration with Park Launch and Flood PK right now. We are looking into more collaborations. We are open to more collaborations as well, because as I said, we do not want to divide our efforts. We want to not divide our efforts, but we do not want to work in silos. We want to basically consolidate all the efforts so that we can focus on key areas together, because together we can come out of this flood really strong. We don't have any data from the government departments right now, but this is something that the government has published the data on their platform, and we have basically just taken that and put it on our platform. But we need more data from the government. We need data from what efforts are being taken and where are these efforts being taken. Like, we don't have any data from the government regarding the shelters where the relief is needed, where relief camps or medical camps are. So we need that data from the government, and not just the government, but the NGOs who are working on the ground as well. I'm not saying to put that data. If they can provide that data in any form, we have a data team who can put that on here, so people can better have visibility about all this. So just from Flood PK, the initiative that I was talking about, we have a traffic of around I think we have 100 users every 30 minutes. So far, we have got around 5,000 users who have basically either put data or explored the data on here on our platform. And there is still more data coming in. If you can see, there are 61 posts. So these posts are basically data points that are not shown because they don't have any location information. So our data team is basically in the process of putting all these locations on the map so that people can see more. But yeah, there is a lot of traffic. We are trying to get ourselves on the ground as well. So one of our members from Park Launch, Salahuddin Saab, he basically went on the ground. He went to, I think, southern Punjab or I think Sindh, an area in Sindh, and he spent 2 days there helping with the relief efforts as well. So we are not just trying to work on this platform, but we are trying to figure out how we can help in the on the ground as well. So, in the end, I would like to. I have basically two requests from everyone. The first request is from basically everyone who is volunteering on the ground. If in any way they can send us data, and then from the government and from the NGOs as well who are working on the ground, if they can send us as much data as possible, because that is how we are going to, foresee. Plan for the future as well, where we can consolidate our efforts more, right? The second request that I would like to make to everyone is basically to donate to any fundraisers that I believe in. Dawn is basically doing their own Dawn Relief. There are a lot of other donors who are looking for fundraising and charities as well. So please donate. I request all the Pakistanis, all the overseas Pakistanis, all the global community. I basically request everyone to donate to help us get through these hard times. We need basically to come together. We do not need to divide our efforts. We do not need to work in silos. So I would request all the NGOs who are working on data. I would like to request the government departments who are working on data. We all need to come together, to make a sense out of this flood, and to basically figure out what we can do in future. Because if we work in silos, we will not have the accurate data, and without accurate data we won't be able to make accurate decisions. So we need to come together to basically have one place where we can consolidate all this data, to make some sense out of this data, how we can move forward in helping all these people who have been affected by these floods. This is my most important request to everyone. And then the second request is, I request people from everyone to basically just come together. So because we are crowdsourcing all the data, I'm sure that there might be some nuances to sharing all the data, but people, I'm requesting people as well, because uh, people have the power right now to report data. So this platform, they can come to this platform and they can basically put whatever data they have. If somebody is in need, they can send us the request for reliefs. I'll share the videos as well, that I said ke uske through, basically you can through those videos, people will be able to understand how to use this platform as well.